Welcome to It Feels Like Home, the podcast where real life stories contain moments of faith. I'm Lisa Shudell, and I'm here to share stories of God moments. Whether you're listening on your morning drive, taking a walk, or folding laundry, I hope you find comfort and encouragement. In this first episode, I'd like to share with you why I'm doing this, how I got here, and what it's going to be about. My plan is to do one weekly podcast. Some will be solo. Most will be interviewing someone else, and we will be sharing God stories. There's been times in my life where I'm like, that was a God thing. Some people call it God winks, miracles, or just, gentle reassurance from God or direction. So about 2 years ago, I had a dream. It was very, very vivid. And God told me in the dream that he wanted me to do a podcast about God stories. And honestly, I woke up and I remembered the dream and I thought, yeah, I don't want to do a podcast. I don't know how to. I mentioned it to a few people and one of my friends said, you could totally do it. And I kind of just put it out of my mind. And then several months later, a friend of mine was telling me that his wife had a business and she had a podcast studio that people could rent. And then I remembered like God had asked me to do this. And I thought, okay, well, maybe I'll rent that studio, but I didn't do it. And that business is no longer there. Then just a few weeks ago, I was scrolling Instagram and Facebook in the morning, and I saw a reel about, if you have something that you want to do, it doesn't matter how old you are, it's never too late. Colonel Sanders was 60 something when he started Kentucky Fried Chicken. And they gave a couple other examples. And I thought, okay, the podcast thing. So I kind of felt like that was the third nudge to do it. So wanting to be obedient and doing God's will, I decided to do this podcast. Now, mind you, I am not technical at all. So I started researching. I was talking to ChatGPT and asking, what do I need to do to start a podcast? And I really didn't want to invest a lot of money buying expensive equipment. So I found this website where you can create podcasts. And niece kind of does this for a living, helps people. So she's been guiding me and finally just getting around to it. It literally has been taking a couple weeks just to get to the point where I'm recording this. So bear with me. I plan on interviewing someone next week. And I just wanted to share a little bit about myself. For those of you who don't know me, I grew up in upstate New York, went to school in a little town called Hilton, and I always felt like I was born in the wrong place. We used to go to Florida on vacation, and I loved going to Florida, being out in the sun and the warmth. I did not like the cold winters in Rochester.